Good morning, good afternoon, good noon PM to you on the East Coast, and welcome to Omnibroslive. My name's Omnidog from Omnidog's Vault on YouTube and Instagram, and we are the Omnibros, and we consist of Gabe, who loves 90s comics. There's Gabe. Hey, Gabe.
What's up, everybody? And happy Father's Day to all the people out there who forgot to pull out.
Happy Father's Day to everybody, including Gabe and myself. And there's Luis.
Hey.
From Comics Guide 101.
What's up, man?
One of the pioneers in the YouTube comic book collecting field. I remember watching you when you broadcast from your bedroom in your parents' house or whatever.
Man, that's old. Yeah, that was a long time ago. I think it was me and Ryley were probably one of the first ones doing it at the time.
Yeah, you were the two of the first guys that I remember watching.
Yeah.
I watched you for your critiques on comic books, and I watched Ryley for his hauls and his mapping. Which that's a special talent, I think, to map.
Oh yeah, way too much time as well. I don't have it.
Yeah, but I like watching it, but I don't think I could do it. Yeah. So happy Father's Day. There's Mr. Body Massage. Hey, happy Father's Day. Right on, man. What's his avatar of?
It's him punching out Spider-Man, or somebody punching out Spider-Man. There's like one of those cheap Spider-Man like cosplay dudes on the strip. I think that is the strip.
Oh, we have a guest in the chat who has a question.
Oh, look at that.
How about that?
Whoa. Happy Father's Day to all the great dads out there. Are there many fathers represented in comic books? Normally, they're all evil. Like Norman Osborn, the Punisher.
Or dead.
Or dead.
Super Sons is a good example of good dads, I think. Two different dads, two different dad strategies with Bruce and Clark with their kids.
Yeah, one was there from the moment he was born, and the other one was an absentee daddy.
And we learned from Damien that Batman doesn't eat pie, which is one of the weirdest comic book facts, I think. I'm like, what do you mean Batman doesn't eat pie? First of all, what's he doing sitting at a table in his costume in somebody's kitchen with his arms crossed, refusing to eat pie? It's not like...
What, did pie kill your parents?
Yeah, how do they I don't understand Batman doesn't eat pie. Like, it's a moral philosophy. Pie's like the greatest thing. It's like next to the milkshake, those are like God's two greatest inventions.
There's probably a reason why Batman's so grumpy. If he had a piece of pie, he probably wouldn't be.
Yeah, like a piece of blueberry pie. Don't you think that would like improve your day immediately?
Oh, 100%. A pecan.
Maybe he's too fancy. Maybe he's more like a rhubarb pie kind of person.
Well, it's any pie. He won't eat anyway. It wasn't just the pie. Batman doesn't eat pie, and he sat there silent with that look on his face.
I mean, has he ever had a chocolate pecan pie from Cracker Barrel? Because that's a damn good pie, man.
I don't know. It sounds like he hasn't.
Oh, man.
He needs to go to Marie Callender's where they have like the pie cells. You got to pay extra for the tin. Get some like... All right, let's talk about pie for a minute. Best pie.
Yeah, let's go.
Blueberry.
Blueberry cream pie is good.
That's a good pie.
I like tart, like rhubarb or like blackberry or pecan. Pecan's not tart, but pecan's the only pie to be served on Thanksgiving.
Well, I make a I know you have. Yeah. I know you particularly have strong feelings about pecan pie on Thanksgiving. I make a pumpkin custard with a pecan crust
Ooh.
candied pecan crust that the pumpkin custard goes in, and that is like pecan pie and pumpkin pie put together.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Cherry pie. Some people are saying cherry pie in the chat. Here's one of my favorites, but it's difficult to find a really good key lime pie.
You can mess with a key lime pie pretty easily too. Like you have to get a good balance.
Remember that episode of Dexter where that one lady, I think she was like a receptionist or she worked somehow in the police precinct and she was dying and she wanted Dexter to go find the best like key lime pie he could find in Miami. And it was like he'd bring her a pie. She's like, "Oh no, this is all artificial bullshit." And this one, the crust is terrible. And that's how I feel about key lime pie. It's easy to find one where it's just like that's gross.
But a pie for me is more of a seasonal thing. It's usually in the fall and the winter time where you get a good pumpkin pie or a good pecan pie, or that's more of the time that I associate pie with.
My wife is still in the chat, which means she's still watching. So she says Justice Pie is the best. She loves the praline pecan pumpkin pie that I make. And that's usually only at Christmas time and Thanksgiving time. But I have my mom's special crumb topping that I put on fruit pies. It's like a sugar cinnamon topping crumble that you put on top of the top shell, and that makes any fruit pie even better.
I saw that.
Apple pie is awesome. I learned to cook pie. I learned to make pie from my mom. So every year I make a coconut cream pie for my friend Rick.
Coconut cream is awesome.
Yeah.
There's very little pie out there that isn't awesome or fantastic.
I agree with that 100%.
That's true. Yeah, no,
even apple pie, which is kind of like your basic entry level pie, is usually pretty good.
Level pie.
Yeah.
So if you had to have a choice, would you have a cake or a pie?
Oh,
I'm a
pie.
I think pie.
I'm the same way. I'll take a pie.
Yeah. I mean, cake.
Maybe cheesecake is the only cake that I would kind of always kind of go for.
Good.
Cheesecake is good, man.
Like cake is all right for like birthday parties, and you have like, just give me the corner piece, just give me a little bit of it. That's kind of it. I'm not big on cake.
No, I'm not either.
No, cheesecake isn't a cake, as in a pie. It's a cake.
It's in the name.
In the name.
It's cheesecake.
It's in the name.
I don't know. I think cake is wasted calories when you could have a pie, like a peach pie, fresh peach pie.
It's always best when it's fresh out of the oven too.
Oh yeah, some vanilla ice cream on it. I think blueberry's my favorite, but I make a sour cherry pie.
I'm gonna Father's Day pie.
Shane D.
Shane D, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Shane D. Happy Father's Day from another dad. Happy Father's Day back to you, Shane. Custom binding some old. This is good stuff right here. Some old cross-gen stuff. Trying to decide between Heroes Rebound and Omaha Bound. Anybody here have custom binding experience?
Mine have all been bound from Houchin, so that's all I can only vouch for them. I think I've heard good things about both of those other two, but Houchin bindery is the only one I've used, and they were great.
What about the chat? Anybody in the chat like a custom bounding kind of person?
Ooh, N-Man 40 with an important question.
What about ice cream cake, Jess?
Ooh,
yeah.
That is always good.
That's like a Carvel ice cream cake. Holy smoke.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, that's different than a cake, like a pastry kind of cake.
Yeah. I want ice cream cake right now.
There's some good.
And I'm going to text my wife and tell her to go get me one.
She's in the chat. Just tell her right now. Hey, Patty, get him a cake.
Hey, Patty, go get me. Patty, go get me ice cream cake, would you please?
It's Father's Day.
Yeah, the show's over in less than an hour, and we want to see him eating it on the show. Boston cream's a great one. This is awesome. Pineapple upside down cheesecake is the business.
Oh,
my grandmother on my birthday would make me a pineapple upside down cake, and that was pretty damn good stuff.
Before we keep going, Jess, why don't you tell them real quick about InStockTrades?
You can't buy at InStockTrades.com, but you can get 50% off or up to 50% off on your collected editions books, which is actually the topic of the Omnibros Live. This was one of the more major tangents we've taken, but you can also get up to 2% more with your loyalty discount. Someday soon, we'll be getting the Omnibros Live discount code back. IST is very kind enough to give us a $50 gift card at the end of every month for us to give away to a lucky viewer. If you order $50 or more in an order, you get free shipping. And we know a certain someone who just had a 41-pound order delivered free, so he's very happy about that. So after that comes the part where I talk about how great the customer service is and what the fabulous packaging is. And that customer service is great because it's InStockTrades.com. Thank you for getting us back on track for that, Lou.
Oh, man, anytime.
I was ready to just keep talking about pie.
Well, we can go for hours on that.
Yeah, we can make this an all pie episode. I'm gonna go out and murder myself on pie.
We should have pie and eat it and judge it. Like have 2 or 3 pieces of different pie.
Oh,
I'm having flashbacks to the Pop-Tart episode.
I'm having flashbacks to the dew bombs and all that.
Yeah,
sugar
I was
that
thinking
almost,
dew bombs myself.
Yeah, and it almost gave me a sugar headache for like 3 weeks.
Patty, don't worry. I'm just kidding. You don't need to go get me an ice cream cake.
Aw. You would do it too. Aw.
Yeah, for Father's Day. You got to pull that Father's Day card.
No, Bruce. That's why IST is so great. You get a 41-pound box of books, and IST sends it free. I mean, can you imagine how much that would cost in the real world? A 41-pound box. Even medium mail, that would be expensive.
And it arrives perfect shape, too.
Yeah.
The contents does.
Right. So, fathers in comics. Patty asked me that before I came down. And Super Sons was the first one I thought about. And I'm trying to think. I don't think Wolverine's considered the best dad.
Nope.
Because that kid of his is a fucker.
He also was never really around to like raise either of his children.
Well, that's true too.
Well, Laura turned out all right. Dakin is a dick.
Yeah.
Laura was a psychopathic murdering machine for the longest time.
Yeah, it happens.
Like when she was X23 in that X Factor, they were like just she's here just to let her off the chain and let her just tear everybody apart. Reed Richards is probably one of the better dads.
Who is?
Like Reed Richards.
Yeah. Luke, somebody pointed out in the chat, David Cott, Luke Cage is a great dad. Luke Cage has one of my favorite fatherly moments in comics during Civil War. Yeah, during Civil War, I think it was Jessica Jones is looking at him like, they're going to come for you. And Luke Cage says, all right, let them come. And he throws a couch outside of if I remember this right, he throws a couch and he takes down outside of the building and he takes down like a bunch of guards that are coming for him and Jessica and their daughter.
I'm trying to think of more dads in comics. There's not a lot of parents in comics.
Reed Richards is kind of a dick.
Yeah, I don't know that Reed Richards is really that. Is he really that great of a dad?
Kind of a dick.
His kids are fine.
Well, yeah, his kids both were like, well, one of them's a mutant, and the other one's, they both came out of the womb like be able to take care of themselves.
One of them is a genius and the other one is a god. So
Yeah.
I think they're good. I think both of them are pretty good on their own.
Yeah, one's also very petulant and ran away to go live with Doctor Doom for a while.
Mm.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I mean, if you read Hickman's run, Reed has serious father issues.
Yeah.
There's a lot of daddy issues in comics, which is why I named this episode Daddy Issues. Harry Osborn, I mean, Peter Parker, Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. As having daddy issues?
I mean, just like tragic stuff happens to their family.
Yeah.
Not daddy issues, like not Bruce Wayne's working the pole or anything like that. DC did Arsenal wrong. Single dad in comics equals tragic. And he's a crackhead.
Is he a crackhead or wait? Is Arsenal Roy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it heroin or crack? Which one was
heroin back in the 70s?
Yeah, he lost his arm.
I remember that Arsenal miniseries where he was freebasing something in the alley, went nuts, and they beat up a bunch of dudes with dead cats, and had like empathy issues, and he's all messed up. That guy really had it harsh.
Huh.
Maybe he was freebasing heroin. I don't know.
I think if you're freebasing, I think that's cocaine. Not that I mean, I've heard.
From what I've seen in the movies.
Yeah, from what I read online. There's a lot of talk about how good of a dad Splinter is, which I agree with.
I can go with that for sure.
He keeps those turtles in line.
Omni-Man from Invincible. He's a I don't know, is he a shitty dad? I mean,
he turns it around. He comes around.
Yeah, I mean, he had to kind of do what he had to do.
Yeah, he redeems himself much later on in the series. Much later on in the series.
And then, has another like illegitimate kid in the middle of the universe.
Yeah, we don't talk about that one.
Joe Goose says Emmett Quinlan from God Country. That's a good poll.
No idea who that. I haven't read God Country.
That's a good book.
Oh, you should. Yeah, you should. God Country is very good.
I think that might be the first thing I ever read of Donny Cates.
So it's definitely heroin. It was after his 5-year-old daughter had been killed by a bomb.
Well, Darth Vader.
Here's a good one. Marcos from Saga. And
Dude, how about if we get an avatar of just you, just your girlfriend there? Take you out of the picture, Tyler. Nothing wrong with you. That's a good comment. But I think we need more picture of your gal there.
What about Rick Grimes on the Dad-O-meter? Depends. Rick Grimes from the movie or from the TV show? Rick Grimes from the comics? Rick Grimes from the show seemed to be more of a dick.
Yeah, but yeah, the Rick Grimes from the comics is actually he does everything he can for his kid.
Oh, a bad dad. Lionheart's bringing up Cyclops' dad, the Havoc. Dad. Yeah, he's never there. Oh, I forgot my wife was in the chat. Thank you for reminding me, Canadian.
You don't get your cake, you know why?
I'm gonna go up to probation pie.
It's not Quasar, it's Corsair. Quasar is the blonde haired dude with the quantum bands. Cyclops is a pretty shitty dad too. I don't know about shitty, but
wait, Cable his son?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gone. Uh-oh.
Jess is gonna go upstairs and all of his stuff's gonna be on the lawn.
I didn't even get to open presents yet. I messed it up.
All right, we got a debate here in the chat real quick. Goku as a dad? I don't think that's really Goku's kid.
No, he's an absentee father. No.
A, Piccolo raised them.
Yeah.
B, that's probably Yamcha's dad or kid.
Yep. Horrible father.
Vegeta's a badass dad, though.
Oh, he's a great.
He's Vegeta.
He's a great father. He's the best character on the show.
By far.
Mm-hmm. He's had character development. He actually grew as a character.
Yeah.
Oh,
Professor Brudenholm from Hellboy?
No, from the movie, yeah. From the comics, it's completely different. He's different in the comics.
Yeah, he's not much of a dad figure. He's more just like a boss or something.
Yeah.
He's not really a father figure almost at all in any of the comics. Del Toro was smart enough to change that.
I love those two movies.
Oh, they're fun. They are so much fun. And they hold up really well.
What about that third one?
What third one?
Yeah,
third one?
I figured that was coming.
What third
one? Let's see. Who else is a father?
I can't think of a lot of parents, because I think the idea of having kids makes you old, and it's kind of unrelatable to.
Oh, interesting.
Like younger readers, like once like something of them getting married, it kind of takes away that most people being able to see themselves as that character.
That's the whole
and then you get like Peter Parker or Mary Jane, who had their baby stolen, and then they never did anything with that afterwards.
That's the whole reason they rebooted the Peter Parker marriage. That's what they claim.
Because the baby was stolen?
No, because they claimed nobody can relate to a married kids can't relate to a married adult. So they rebooted. They did the whole one more day thing or whatever it is.
Oh, and they used kids not relating to married couples as an excuse?
Mm-hmm.
Kids aren't reading comics. We are.
Bingo.
That's the problem with comics too.
Kids are reading manga.
Bingo.
Any good manga dads?
Oh boy, I'm out of that loop. I have no idea.
All Might is pretty much a father to Deku.
True. Tony Chu. I'm just naming off dads I can think of in my collection.
I know. I'm looking at books, just trying to pull dad.
Yeah.
Today's an awkward day for Frank Castle. Happy Father's Day, Frank.
Yep. He that's what I was saying. He's a bad dad. He set up his family being murdered. We all know that.
Bigby Wolf. That's a good one, Josh Pittman. Bigby is a good dad. Considering he is one of them's the Wind. That is such a good series.
Oh. Jim Gordon, J. Jameson.
I don't know about Jim Gordon. I mean, one kid becomes Batgirl. The other one's a friggin' sociopath.
Here's a good question, because he wasn't. Who introduced James Gordon? Was that Snyder?
No, he was in year one, wasn't he? So is it Frank Miller?
Yeah, he was in year one, and James Gordon, after that, he kind of just disappeared a little bit for a while, for the most part.
Yeah. He got introduced in year one. I remember that. Mm-hmm. He gets used in Black Mirror.
And since then, he's had like spotted appearances here and there. He showed up again recently in, goodness, what was it that he showed up in? I'm forgetting right now. He showed back up again recently, though. It wasn't Tom King's run.
I'm trying to think, because
I can't remember the last time. I haven't seen James Gordon since Black Mirror.
No, he's showed up after that. I just can't remember exactly where.
Yeah, he's been around since that,
but not much. It's been like, oh, I'm here, like little spotted moments and stuff like that.
To me, he's more of a scary character than Joker, because He's believable.
Oh yeah, yeah, and Black Mirror to me it just ends perfectly. I love the ending of Black Mirror. It's man.
Just the whole thing where you don't know if he's killing the waitress or whatever, and it's Jim Gordon goes into the bathroom at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Paul Baker says he was in Batman Eternal. Joker's daughter doesn't count. That doesn't exist. At least in my mind.
Please no. That was horrible.
He shows up in the Batman Who Laughs miniseries.
That's where it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Al Bundy's a great dad.
Al Bundy is a great dad.
Oh yeah, Swamp Thing has what's her name? Tefe.
Somebody said Darkseid. Oh, Darkseid and Highfather exchanging sons.
Oh,
that's difficult to think about.
Odin's got a weird dynamic going on with his kids. There's some those children have problems, and that has always just been a weird triangle to me. Or now it's a quadrangle with Angela in there.
I was going to ask, do we still count Angela as being like?
Since I love her so much, I will, but I understand people who won't.
Is she still around?
Angela?
Yeah.
Angela.
She's
last time I saw her was Guardians of the Galaxy.
She's in a new series from Marvel. Out of the chat probably knows, but Angela's in a group comic that I have and haven't read, and I'm trying to think if it's Defenders or something else.
Is it forgotten? Is it just a group called Forgotten Children of the Marvel Universe?
Forgotten Children of the Marvel Universe. We are. Yeah, somebody out there. Strike Force. That must be it.
Okay.
Strike isn't that? No, that's an. I thought that was an MMA company.
No, there's a comic called Strike Force.
Is it? It's an MMA company. I know that.
Angela's
Barbara Gordon was adopted by Jim?
Wait, what? Barbara Gordon was adopted.
Is that true?
Retconned.
No, man, comics get retconned every week.
Well, that's a good point.
Yeah. Jess, how's the turnip business going?
Thank you for asking. I bought turnips this morning. I had a big note on my chair that said turnips, so I wouldn't forget.
What are you buying at today?
They gave me the shaft. 97 bells.
For a turnip?
Yeah.
Oh man, you got robbed today.
I know.
Did you go over to your daughter's island and get like $3,000 for it?
They don't buy on Sundays, so I'm going to have to go over there tomorrow and see. But my daughter is the kind of millennial that is going to sit in a queue online for 2 hours while she's working during the work week to get entrance into a place that's got the highest prices for turnips. So I'm not sure how that works. I guess they give you a code and you visit that person's island and it costs you an entry fee. You got to drop a bag of coin or bells. But she said I just have to give her my turnips and she'll sell them for me.
Oh, that's not bad. That's a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah. So that's good. Gio had a bad experience where he tried time traveling to get a better price for his turnips, but when he came back, his turnips had all spoiled.
Oh, I remember that. He told me that.
I think with time travel, you got to be careful with your turnips.
This sounds way too complicated of a game.
Animal Crossing? It's a lot more deeper than you would expect from a
I feel
game.
like I gotta like pay attention to like politics to be able to understand the stock market.
Well, it's
That is Animal Crossing and bells.
there's no economic. I mean, it's mostly economics, but yeah, I was lucky that I had my daughter to help me, because otherwise I would have struggled to really find the fun parts of the game.
Mm-hmm.
It starts out pretty slowly.
Yeah.
And for her to help me navigate was a lot. It's made it a lot more fun than had I just been sitting there by myself playing it.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying the game. I am miserable right now going through Last of Us 2.
Oh, you are? Why?
Oh my god, it's such a dreary game. Oh, it's incredible. No, it's probably the best game I've ever played.
But it's a bummer.
Oh, it's a bummer. It's really a bummer.
How many hours into it are you?
Huh?
How many hours into it are you?
I'm not entirely sure. I have it on the highest difficulty right now. But it's I'm pretty confident I'm about halfway.
Oh, okay.
It's probably the best game I've ever played. In 30 years of I was born pretty much with a remote in my hand.
Yeah.
But for me it's that good. It is really that's an accurate representation of me, actually. It's I love it. I absolutely love it. And it breaks my heart a little bit that it's getting the shaft so much by quote unquote fans. So
because it's a bit of a downer.
No, there was, before the game even released, there was a bit of controversy revolving around Naughty Dog, the company that makes the game, and their work practices and stuff like that, which it's justified if it's true. And then parts of the game got leaked. It's basically the perfect storm for incels and whiny pissant babies to go and cry. Because the game involves okay, spoilers for the end of Last of Us 1. The game you are playing a lesbian. You're playing a character she is openly gay. She is a lesbian and she is in a lesbian relationship. And you're going through the whole game, and something happens at the very beginning of the game that sets off the crux of the whole story, which if you didn't see it coming from promotional advertisements and stuff like that, you're an idiot. I'm sorry you are, because it's storytelling 101. You need the catalyst for something to start things off in order for your character to go on their quest. The catalyst for this happens to be a certain character ends up birding it. I'm not going to say what character it is, but if you've even remotely studied a little bit of storytelling, you can pretty much tell what it is. And it's one of the most progressive and forward-thinking games in the sense that you are in this relationship with another character who has been it follows you around for the majority of the game, and they're a couple. Like, they make no bones about it that they are a couple. But it's not a thing where they're just fawning around going, "Oh, we're lesbians." they just are. They're a couple, and there are legit complaints about it. I can see that, but I think it's also the case where a lot of people are mad simply because they're like, "Well, I don't want this shoved down my throat or anything like that." And how many games do you have where the lead character is a straight white male versus a game where the lead is lesbian? Very limited.
So you're playing as a character that's a lesbian, and her girlfriend is along for the journey?
Yes, very much so. Yes, it's a revenge story. You're going out for revenge, and it's...
So it doesn't feature anybody from the previous game?
It does. No, it does. Some of the characters from the previous game, they follow you along, and they're into the next one. And the thing is that gaming as a whole is a very new medium. And I was talking about this in the OmniFolks Gamers Corner. And the thing is that because it's a new medium, you have a lot of people that they grew up in the 80s and 90s where, you know, watching Arnold Schwarzenegger movies and all that other stuff where men were men and stuff like that. And the problem is that there is a select minority of people who are very vocal, like in anything in geek culture. And they are very vocal, but they're really annoying. And they're really pissed off right now. So they're review bombing the game and they're giving it negative reviews on Metacritic, which, I mean, currently the game is universally praised. It's like a 96% among all the critics. So it's just stupidity like that, honestly. It's brilliant. I think it's one of the most progressive games going forward. The accessibility options are incredible. They tinkered with the settings so much that if you are blind, you are able to play the game. It's that cool.
The chat is saying that people aren't mad about the couple; they are mad about the treatment of characters, especially on Father's Day weekend. I'm not sure what that's got to do with it.
That's so.
I'm not characters from the first game for the sake of agenda.
No, that's totally not the case. So,
okay.
No, it's totally not the case. It's not for the sake of an agenda. It's because it makes sense within the context of the story of what happened at the end of the first game. There's going to be consequences with it, and those consequences come years later, and certain characters pay for those consequences, which in turn leads into the main character going on their quest and their journey. So it's, again, storytelling 101. It's basic storytelling. You know, it's one of those things where, again, you need a catalyst and you need something to fire off the story. Otherwise, there's no point. There's no point in beginning on the journey.
People are mad that your actions in the first game now have actual consequences. I guess they don't like being the only people that matter in the game's entire universe.
Bingo. I can't get into spoilers right now. Because it wouldn't be fair because it's relatively new. I mean, I guess a few weeks or something like that, maybe I could talk more freely about it. But it's cliche for me to say this, but it's very, very brave of some of the choices that they make, especially in today's climate where everybody's just up in arms and ready to be mad at the slightest thing.
That's totally true.
Yeah, where everybody's ready to get pitchforks out and stuff like that. It's pretty stupid.
Well, it sounds interesting to me.
Oh, it's great.
I've never played the first one, so I have no idea.
First one's so good.
You really should. I think you would enjoy
I want to. I know I could get it for dirt cheap, you know, these days. It's just, I don't know if I have the time to really play it.
Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, it didn't take us as long as Uncharted 4 or Horizon Zero Dawn to beat it, my daughter and I, but it definitely takes some time, and I had to have my daughter's help sneaking through some of those things. She's so much better at sneaking than I am.
And selling turnips, apparently.
Yeah, she has some skills, man.
Well, I mean, it's part of also this thing of geek culture in general is extremely like I personally feel geek culture in general can be extremely toxic. Especially nowadays, because it's that thing where the people that were once ridiculed and stuff like that now are the most vocal because they have Twitter, they have YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They have anonymity through it because stuff that they would say on Twitter, they would never say to your face.
Sure.
So now they're lashing out because, I don't want politics or I don't want quote unquote agendas in my things that I like reading and stuff like that. And 9 times out of 10, those people are part of groups that end with gate. So
yeah,
you know, there needs to be a serious discussion, I think, in geek culture about how we treat certain people because it's still very much there. Racism is still very much prevalent in it. Homophobia is still very much prevalent. And God, I apologize for getting on this tangent. But it's still very much prevalent in geek culture in general. Very much so, which is kind of funny because we have all these books and all these movies and all these video games that they're now promoting this more, and they're like, no, it's okay to be gay, it's okay to be a lesbian, it's okay to be different. We have more minority characters, so it's one of those things where the world is moving forward, and all these people, they're holding on to their childhood, and they're still holding back to those old things. And
Dinosaurs.
It's the dinosaur mentality. No, I want things to be how they were when I was a kid. I want things to be when I was 5 years old, and all this other stuff. But the reality is we are progressing forward as a society, and we are becoming more inclusive. And the vocal minority, because that's really what it is. And yes, I've seen Metacritic 32,000 reviews or whatever bot stupidity that's on there. The vocal minority is very loud. And that's the thing, where 9 times that most people are just going to go up on their life. They're going to play the game, and they're going to be like, wow, this was fucking amazing. Or, hey, I didn't really care for it. All right, I'm just going to move on with my life. Yeah. Then you have the little Twitter assholes who they're just attacking creators on Twitter and online and being jerks about it, which is never cool.
Right. Well said. I think that I'm with you. I just want to play a game and have fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think most people do.
I never had a problem playing games where the main character's main objective was to get chicks.
Duke Nukem. Do you remember Duke Nukem?
Yeah, I mean Duke Nukem. I mean, like Clark Nato in the chat. It was talking about Uncharted, where you have female companions all the time. Fables, you had to get married, but I think you can only marry a woman. Like, I mean,
yeah.
It's it's time to let it. It's time to represent real life, and it's been real life forever.
Yeah, and I always hate the thing of like, oh, the gay agenda. No, they're just people. There's no agenda. The only
thing that has an agenda is like the people who want to keep it boy girl. That seems to be an agenda. But whatever. We have a good question in the chat. What are a good fantasy series to pick up that's not named Fables, Birthright, Coda, Monstrous?
Well,
I think high fantasy. Yeah, you knocked out like 80% of them.
You should read The Spire by Cy Spurrier. He's the one that wrote Coda. Cy Spurrier is a great writer, and The Spire is a great fantasy series. It's high. I would consider it high fantasy.
A lot of chat was saying Saga.
Saga, yeah. I think
Orkstain.
What was it?
Orkstain. I think I'm the only one here who's ever really talked about Orkstain.
Oh, I love
James Stokoe.
I love Orkstain. I wish he'd come back to it.
I'm not familiar with it.
Oh man.
There's only like 5 issues.
If you want to talk about a weird economy where you're selling turnips for bells or whatever, I say it here all the time. Every time I talk about Orkstain, where is it? Is it within reach? Where their economy is literally dick, like penises, like wieners.
I think I remember you talking about this now.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, how can you forget about that? That's like the craziest part about the story.
Another good.
You knock someone's dick off and you cut it up into coins and you boil them.
He's not wrong. He's not lying.
That creeps me out, man.
There's a how-to in the book. Here it is. I love the art. It's James Stokoe. I mean, I know myself and Lou can never talk enough about how great James Stokoe is.
He's amazing.
But yeah, he's incredible. But yeah, I mean, the art in it is just absolutely beautiful. It's it's orcs, it's mercenaries, it's your fantasy book, But where's the penis cutting off stuff?
Alex Gomez, stay in the chat. We'll address your question in a little bit. But
I do recommend getting Orkstain. There's not very many issues. This is the only trade paperback, and I think this is only like the first 5 issues. And I think James did maybe 1, maybe 2 more. But I mean, just look at the art on this book. Let me highlight myself. But just the detail this guy puts into stuff. And that's not just because it's a double page splash. Like every panel looks like that.
Mm-hmm. And I think he's only gotten better as he's gone
along.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking about that one book he did that's nominated for an Eisner that you can't find in America, apparently. Like I can only find it on like UK sites. Yeah.
Huh.
But yeah, that's another one. Joe the Barbarian. is a really good fantasy book where it takes place in real world, but it's about a boy who has diabetes and he forgets his medicine or takes too much of it or something. And he goes into like this diabetic shock, like almost coma.
Mhm.
And that coma is just the coolest fantasy thing that you'll see in a long time. It's Grant Morrison and Sean Murphy on the art.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, really good stuff.
Omar Reyes, also God Shaper by Cy Spurrier. That's a great fantasy.
Yeah, it's good. I've heard that's good.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Jess. I apologize.
No, keep going. I'm just I'm thinking out loud of other books. I know that God Shaper and Spire are two of the fantasy books that I like.
If you're looking for a prose novel, I just finished up book 1 of Brendan Sanderson's The Stormlight Archive. Phenomenal. It's really goddamn good. I recommend it to anybody. Just pick it up on my recommendation alone. You can look up any description on Amazon and stuff like that. I'm not going to really get into it because I've rambled on enough earlier. But pick it up. It's worth it, man. I think you'll enjoy it.
Oh, I found it.
We're going to get flagged for that.
That really.
You got to skin it and then you got to slice it.
I'm good.
Nah.
And then you got to boil it, and that's money. Great stuff. You're welcome.
Alex Gomez, the person that can answer your question is in the chat. That would be Taylor Brown, because I didn't know about this. Just found out that Batman by Dini Omnibus skips issues mid-storyline. I didn't know that. Is it still worth picking up? Taylor Brown, do you know about that? And what I'd like to know more about what issues are missing and like why they did it. Is it issues that Dini didn't work on, and since it's a Dini book, they just left out?
Or are they just not part of the storyline?
Yeah,
that might be the case.
I'd be interested because that's those books are all hard to find, and that would be a great Omni. But if it's not complete, Taylor Brown says, yeah, they are skipping issues that Dini didn't write that they crammed into the paperbacks. Taylor, are they important issues?
Yeah, can you still enjoy and get a full story?
Yeah, would we be able to get that Omni and still enjoy it without those particular stories? Let's go, Taylor.
Chop, chop, buddy.
I'm kind of picturing Taylor right now, just scrounging around like, where is it? Where is it?
Well, I know right where my trades are, but I don't know them well enough to know what ones would be left out and what ones wouldn't be. Nah, they aren't important, just one-offs. Thank you, Taylor Brown. So there's your answer, Alex. We are a full-service show. If we don't have the answer, we bug people in the chat to come up with the answer.
Here's a good question.
Taylor, I answered just use your eyes.
What's that?
Taylor it's going to pop up in our chat. We have a delay in our chat, but
I haven't seen it yet. I answered, Jess, use your eyes. I think we're delayed.
Yeah, we are a bit delayed.
Yeah, so keep a civil tongue in your mouth, Taylor.
Wow.
What book series are you most proud of owning in your collection?
At my height when I was collecting, because I don't really have any anymore, the Sandman series. The Absolutes. Those are great.
Those are. I'm most proud of owning. Not fucking Nemo. I think maybe either Yuzagi #1 in hardcover or the big Madman collection I got from IDW that has all the extras in it and comes in the fancy packaging. That's a really beautiful book. Beautiful presentation.
Okay, I'm gonna go my favorite all-time series.
Oh,
Besides Watchmen, I mean, you gotta take Watchmen off the list. Is Transmetropolitan, and that 3 absolute collection is incredible. I love every page of it. I love the entire story. I love all the art. I never thought we would get a Transmetropolitan absolute or omnibus or any kind of high-end collected editions, because all we ever had for the longest time was flimsy trade paperbacks, and that book was kind of forgotten for a while. But now that it's out, some of them are big whales right now, and they're going back to reprinting them, which is great. 100%. Transmetropolitan, that's my favorite series. I love everything to do with that book.
yeah. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah. Or else I won't. I mean, those are what I'm proud of. It's not my most favorite book, though. My most favorite book was given to me by Mike Noah, and that's the Naughty and Nice Good Girl Art by Bruce Timm book that I rescued from the flood by 3 seconds. And it's super rare.
Yeah.
Mike Noah was nice enough to gift it to me.
Yeah, like with Watchmen, I have Absolute Watchmen. I love that. I also just missed my haul last week, but I have the Dave Gibbons signed exclusive Watching the Watchmen series, which is just the.
Oh yeah, you had a really big haul that you were excited to show off.
Yeah, so yeah, I love that thing as well. That's one thing I'm pretty proud of. I also have the IDW Ninja Turtle hardcovers.
Those are nice.
But I have them all signed and sketched by Kevin Eastman and Stan Sakai.
Those are really nice.
Wow. Yeah. Omnibros, what are your most read Batman trades? Must read or most read?
Black Mirror.
What are your I'm sorry. What are your must read Batman trades?
Black Mirror.
Yeah, a lot of those that you said for sure. Long Halloween, Hush, Dark Knight, Killing Joke. Yeah, Black Mirror. Death in the Family. That thing deserves a better collected edition.
Yeah,
Death in the Family deserves like an absolute or at least an oversized hardcover.
Death, yeah, they could even put it together with Death and what was the one where he comes back after that?
The Red Hood thing. Red Hood.
No. He comes back. Is it Endgame where Joker comes back?
Oh,
no. I'm talking about the Jim Starlin.
Right. My apologies.
Mike Mignola, Jim Apparel, or Bray Fogo.
I was thinking Snyder.
Death of the Family. Death in the Family.
Yeah.
I would throw in Year One also as a must read.
Yes.
Year One is definitely a requirement. Yep.
And not Year Two, like
No.
it does.
Year 2 doesn't exist.
Year 3 is more exciting than Year 2. Because Year 3 is Tim Drake. Lonely Place to Die, that's a good one.
Lou, you're further in the game than me. Is the horse a constant thing or just for the first city?
That's for don't want to give anything. It's for the first city.
Okay.
Yeah, it's for the first city. I have my grievances with the game, but I still say it's the best game I've ever played.
Batman back to must-read Batman's Arkham Asylum, the Grant Morrison one. That's a great one.
That's good.
Yeah. I love Batman Snow, but it's out of print and only in the J.H. Williams Tales of the Batman, so I really shouldn't be talking about it.
Talk about it. Make them hunt it down if they need to.
It's got Seth Fisher art in it, which is really incredible. I'll be a real jerk and show it off here. This is a really good story. It's a really good Mr. Freeze story with fantastic art. It's in the J.H. Williams Tales of the Batman. I think it's one of the better Mr. Freeze stories that you can get. And Seth Fisher's art is remarkable. He also did Will World, which is a great Green Lantern book.
That's good.
Unfortunately, Seth was one of those ones that got taken from us too soon, so there's not much of his work that is around. But this is awesome.
Isn't that usually always the case, though, with artists? Like the best ones usually, for whatever reason, they go out too soon.
Like Michael Turner.
Ugh.
Darwin Cook. I mean, we could have a whole show on people who were taken from us too soon.
Michael Ringo.
Yeah.
Especially in music, too. Music is another one.
Oh, yeah.
That's not like a topic that we could do on Thursday.
Gone too soon.
I mean, it's not like a super must read, but I think it's one of the better Batman stories. Is Flashpoint Batman?
Oh,
Vengeance of the Night.
Night of Vengeance. My favorite Batman story ever. Good call. That's the one where I went up to Brian Azzarello after I dunked Batman Damned in root beer and gushed about how great Night of Vengeance was. And he was perfectly nice to me. He was very nice.
I remember reading that in singles when it was coming out during Flashpoint, and just some of those twists and turns. You're like, oh man.
Yeah. It is. It's the best Batman story ever. I think you're right.
Again, it's Batman related, but it's not exactly a Batman story. And I think we all know it and we all love it. Dark Knight, Night, the Paul Dini.
Oh yeah.
Mug series story.
Yeah, that
I pulled this stuff up, but my Batman stuff is way on that side of the room.
Yeah, my Batman stuff's right here. Batman Universe is a good book by Bendis. That just came out. I think he should have been writing Batman instead of Superman. But I haven't actually read any of his Superman stuff, so I won't criticize it. Because I haven't read it.
Batwoman by J.H. Williams and Greg Rucka.
Greg Rucka, yep. Mm-hmm. That's great. No, Matthew, we're not talking about year 2. We don't even acknowledge that it exists. You definitely want to get the Superman Batman Omni, though. That's true. That's my second most anticipated Omni.
Nightfall is what it is. I know, Gabe, you love Nightfall.
I love Nightfall. I think it's historic. I think it's a big tent pole in the world of Batman. I mean, especially like modern Batman. But I do recognize that it's not for everybody.
No, totally not.
It's a long, drawn out story. And you have a bunch of really good like hits. It's like a double-sided album that has like 30 tracks and 12 of them are fantastic and the rest of them are kind of cool.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty apt description. Yeah, Nightfall is it's a bit of a mixed bag for me. I love Bane. I
have the omnibuses. I have all the single issues. I have a sketch by Kelly Jones in one of my omnis. So I love it.
The running joke.
Well, I'm not going to say that you have to read it. I mean, I would recommend you checking it out if you want to get into if you want if you want to read all the tentpole like steps of Batman. That's important because of the breaking of the bat and all that kind of stuff.
The running joke for the longest time was everybody's going to send Jess a Nightfall Omnibus.
I remember Jess came out here and we were going to comic book stores, and every comic book store we went to, I found Nightfall. I'm like, here, Jess.
He got it on video.
Yeah, I had a video like
one of them, and I was all excited. Even he got me on the joke every time because and I was like, oh, he found something, and another copy of Nightfall, and so you get 4 videos of me going, yeah, oh.
You should have snuck one in his bag just to take home without him realizing it.
Next time.
Matthew Mongi's got a good question. What's the most anticipated Omni this year for our panel of experts?
Silver Surfer just came out, so that was one of mine for sure. You can cross that off the list.
Yeah,
that's probably the big one, isn't it?
A lot of stuff got pushed around though for me. Like I was really looking forward to Thunderbolts. It was supposed to be towards the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
I got pushed into 2021. I don't even know what's coming out anymore. Like the whole schedule change of the pandemic just really blew off like what was on my radar.
That's throwing off a lot of things.
Superman Batman Omni was my second most anticipated. They haven't canceled it yet. I'm very nervous they're going to cancel it. It's the Spectre Omnibus that has all the early Silver and Bronze Age appearances of the Spectre, which was really great comics with really great art. They haven't canceled it yet, but that's the kind of thing DC would cancel in order to put out Watchmen in digest size books now. But that Spectre thing would be so great to really have.
Yeah, that sounds great. I've been selling a lot of the old Spectre books and the Brave and the Bold Spectres. Not Brave and the Bold. Showcase. There you go.
Yeah.
And those covers are fantastic, and the art is great.
Yeah, they were fun stories.
Carl, and Silver Surfer was on InStockTrades. I think it sold out in like 10 minutes. But try again this week. They're supposed to be getting more copies in.
Of Silver Surfer?
Mm-hmm. Emily jumped in the group and said that they were getting another order in.
Oh, that was Silver Surfer she was talking about?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, keep trying, Carl. In.
Yeah, I don't want to throw fire on any kind of like hype train or like FOMO or panic buy or anything like that. But it is sold out through like Diamond. Like Diamond doesn't have anymore. So I don't know how IST got another order in unless they made an order like a second order of books a while ago, and this is their second order to come in that was kind of past or before anything sold out. But what I'm trying to say is this might be your last chance to get it like at below cover. Yeah,
I didn't you say yesterday in the chat that you can get it for about $80 on eBay right now?
Yeah, eBay has it for $80. I don't think it's going to stay that low. I mean, Sensational She-Hulk is already like $250 on eBay.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's sold, guys. That's not people's asshole listings. That's legitimately recorded sold sales on eBay.
Yeah, Omar, you did not miss the Omnibros promo code. We don't have one yet, and I'm not sure when we'll get one. But InStockTrades.com, where you can get up to 50% off for your collected editions, plus 2% for loyalty discounts. We need to, I'm going to bring it up in the chat, but we really need to write a letter to Cameron for sticking with us through this whole pandemic.
100%.
We could have been the first thing on the chopping block, and Cameron stuck with us the whole way, still sending us the $50 gift card that we can give away at the end of the month to a lucky viewer. I'm sure the promo code will come back. I don't know. It really means a lot to us that Cameron stuck with us through all that. all of what's going on. And if you buy $50 or more worth of books, you get free shipping, fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com.
Yeah.
And this question by Lionheart: how do you know my missus isn't in the chat still? I'll answer it, but I mean, how many have you ordered in one haul?
I don't usually order that many at a time. I break it up pretty well.
Yeah.
Mainly also to take advantage of the loyalty discount. You can get that loyalty discount instantly.
Yeah.
Little bit of a pro tip: make your first order at $50 or more, and then make a second order right away, and you get that 2% discount immediately afterwards.
I'm sure at the beginning, when I needed some Omnis, I'm sure that I probably at one point got like 6 at a time, but that I never ordered like 15 Omnis or something.
No.
I mean, I bought a lot of conventions because I know certain dealers at conventions that sell dirt cheap omnibuses, and I found a lot of out of print ones. And I would go home with like 4 or 5. That's usually like I do it like that. I don't like to do mail that many at a time.
My height, I'd probably do 3 or 4. I'd go crazy. Like I see a lot of people in the group that they first get into the hobby. They get into the hobby.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot lately the past 3 months.
They start ordering 10, 12 books at a time. I'm like, good Lord, that's a car right there.
Yeah, good luck reading all of that anytime soon too.
Yeah.
Did people dislike Nightfall that much back in the 90s? I was reading the single issues back then and knew many others that did. I did not hear anything negative at the time. They hated Nightfall in the 90s.
Did they
Well,
really?
not necessarily the Nightfall part, but once Azrael took over as Batman and he got the armored suit, it was a fiasco.
Really?
Yeah. Think back. I'll put this into more current modern terms. When what was it called? Big Heavy. When Batman disappeared for a while in the New 52 story,
and
Jim Gordon got into the big blue armor that looked like the tick, and there was all that kind of really negative backlash about it back then, and that lasted for a while too. It was like that, but I feel I think it was probably even worse with the Nightfall and Azrael. So I'll put it in that kind of perspective. But yeah, people hated that mechanical Batman suit when Azrael was. Plus, Azrael was going around like really, really fucking people up. Like he was murking a lot of people back then. He kept upgrading the armor and put like machine guns on it and stuff like that. So don't laugh.
The armor is so over the top and exaggerated when he gets to like the final set of it. I think it's funny. I don't hate it. I just think it's kind of funny. It's so over the top. I always find that stuff funny.
Marcelo, I did not the whole Ed Brubaker Captain America. I pieced that one together. I didn't order it all at once because I had to search for the first 3, and I got them all, but the final 2 were easy to find.
The final 2 are still out there. The final 2 is the only ones I don't have. I mean, I have copies of it at the store. I can get whenever I want, but I'm actually kind of half tempted to sell my Brubaker cap. Not half tempted. I probably am. I'm probably going to throw those up on eBay. Because they're going for crazy money. It's kind of dumb.
Are they?
Huh?
What are you gonna use that money for something else?
Probably, yeah.
I've
been selling a lot of stuff on eBay and buying like really cool big stuff. Like I showed you earlier, Jess. I got the part of my haul last week was that Danger Girl Absolute.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I got it. I got some other stuff for my haul for tomorrow. That's just like some crazy big stuff too.
Nice. That came in fast. That Absolute Danger Girl. You already got it?
Oh yeah. It was they shipped it pretty quick.
I remember you were sort of wishy-washy for about 3 minutes, and then you said, "Okay, I'm getting it."
Yeah, well, same thing with the that Predator hardcover from yesterday, where I was like, "Oh man, I sold the only copy we had at the store, thinking I could order more copies of it, and it's out of print." And I was like, "God damn it!" And then I was like, "Oh man, it's out of print. I can't find it anywhere." Oh, I found it, and I found it from the same store, that I got your book from, or that I picked up that book for you at. So.
Hey, by the way, thank you so much for that.
Oh, you're welcome, man. Not a problem. It's down the street from my house. No big deal.
Oh, I can't.
And it's right there where my grocery store is. So I was like, I'm gonna go pick up Justice's book, and I'm gonna go get some turkey slices. So it was all one trip.
I couldn't believe that first of all, that I discovered that book. Then I wanted it. Then it turned out it was so out of print. It was like a $300 book on Amazon.
Oh, wow.
And then it was available at a store right where you were. I just got so lucky, just boom, boom, boom. Because that was going to be a big gap in my Judge Anderson, Judge Dredd collection. And I just got really lucky that I found it.
Yeah, it's great. I'm glad I was able to help out, man.
I appreciate it.
Anytime.
Thank you.
All right. So, any last questions or anything from the chat? It's Father's Day, and I think it's time for us to do things you don't want to do today.
Isn't it supposed to be our day?
Yeah, my wife wants to do all this stuff and go out to breakfast, and I'm like, I kind of just want to sit home and watch Watchmen and read comic books, and that's really it. I don't want to do anything. I already went to the gym. I already did the show. My responsibilities for the day are over. I kind of keep it that way. But whatever. I gotta go shopping today, but I don't mind going shopping.
I think Snyder Batman. If you're talking about the Omni, Matthew, I believe Snyder Batman. The first one did go out of print.
Snyder
Man just went out of print.
Mm-hmm.
I'm half tempted to get that, but I'm also half tempted just to get the Absolute Court of Owls, because that's really, to me, like the best stuff of that run is right there. Because if you get the Omnibus, then you have to get into, like I was talking about earlier, you have to get into that heavy armor storyline, or in Jim Gordon's Batman in the big mecha suits. Yeah, and that's then you have to get all that kind of stuff, and that's. I don't think there's that many positive reviews, or anything to do with that series.
He was trying something different. It really didn't kind of work. But I always tell people, you could kind of skip that and just go right to the end of his run after that.
I'm looking at Diamond right now. Batman by Jeff Loeb is like out of stock.
Oh, the Tim Sale, Jeff Loeb one?
Yeah, Tim Sale, Jeff Loeb. Nightfall Volume 3 seems to be out of stock right now. And that's just out of stock. I mean, at the same time, they are separating business relationships with Diamond, or with DC. So I don't know if that's because they're just letting their DC stock run dry, Same with Batman, Snyder, Capullo. I mean, it shows it being out of stock on Diamond, but I don't know if that's because they're not bringing in any more merchandise from them, or what. But it's as of right now, it seems to be out of stock at Diamond. I don't know how it looks on InStockTrades or on Amazon or other places, but it might be out.
Lionheart, see, she's still in. You set me up, Lionheart.
They're in cahoots, man.
She loves us. That's good. What a nice girl.
Lionheart, yeah, that sucks, man. Too bad the pandemic canceled your plans, but Vegas will still be here.
Vegas is up and running.
Yeah, we're fully up and running, but that might not be the best idea.
Yeah, but we'll still have that with everything that's going on.
Yeah,
they tested like 1,000 people, and 400 people came back positive.
Yeah,
wow.
It's getting worse again. Yeah.
Huh. Ugh.
Yeah. So we're at the epicenter of it. So I'm gonna die.
Not if you shelter in place.
Yeah. We've got the mayor. The mayor from Jaws running our state. So
he's starting to get shaky right now. He's starting to take it a little bit serious. Last thing I heard, you guys now have to wear masks.
No, he's blaming it on Hispanics now. Not
what?
Yeah. Well, I won't get into it here because I think I've already stirred the hornet's nest enough earlier. So, but I'm like, I'll send you a link later, Jess. We'll talk later.
Gosh, yeah, I can't wait to see this. Is the Frank Miller Electra Omnibus still in print?
Let me take a look. Nope, that's long gone. That's definitely out of print, I would say.
Oh, wow.
Excuse me.
That's messed up, Hooniverse. I'm sorry, man.
What's that?
What Hooniverse just posted.
Oh, yeah, that is some backwards thinking.
That's horrible. I apologize.
I'm really sorry for you, Hooniverse. That's awful.
You shouldn't have to go through with that.
No.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's you know what? That's when now your family has one less friend to worry about.
There you go.
That's not a real person. That's not a real family you want your kid around anyways.
No.
And I think the rest of the parents that go to that birthday party should be aware of that. That's what I would do.
Yeah. I would hold my kid back if somebody got uninvited because of that.
But anyways, just going on. I'm ready to cut this out, guys. If you are.
Okay. Gabe, where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me Instagram, Gabe Loves 90s Comics, and here on Omnibros, Sundays and Mondays.
Lou, you?
You could find me at Comics Guide 101 on Twitter and on Facebook.
And you can find me, Omnidog's Vault, on YouTube and on Instagram, Omnidogs_Vault. You will not find me on Twitter. I purposely do not go on Twitter. I think my life is better for it.
I'm about to get rid of it.
It sounds like it's just a hornet's nest all the time.
It's horrible.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for the group, I wouldn't even have like a Facebook really. And most of the time, I'm half tempted to cut it down to like the 10, 20 people who are like actual friends and family kind of thing.
If it wasn't, honestly, if it wasn't for this, I wouldn't have a Facebook. I just have my Instagram because I post cooking stuff.
Yeah, I like seeing your cooking stuff.
That's all
I'm pretty adventurous.
Huh?
You're pretty adventurous you're adventurous for a single guy. When I was single, it's strictly rice and vegetables. And rice and vegetables with like soy sauce and vinegar on it, and that's what I would eat. That's all I would eat is rice and vegetables.
Man, I usually just live off those dollar pizzas, the little Tortino oven pizzas from.
Those are
they used to be $1. They're not, now they're like $2 or something crazy like that. But I used to live off that stuff when I was single.
Those are good.
Yeah,
they were great.
You go all out, Lou. Seeing the stuff you do, that's amazing.
I love cooking, man. I've always loved cooking, so. And I've just had more free time to actually experiment with cooking.
I go to Twitter a lot because not a lot, but I do stop by there because there is a lot of like information on there I don't see anywhere else. Like that doesn't really pop up on my Facebook, and Instagram is just pictures of comic books. But you got to really weed through like a lot of just. I'm just going to refer to it as evil, as a lack of a better term. You got to weed through a lot of evil to find the good stuff. And then you find the good stuff, and it's just a bunch of nonsense comments a part of it too. So,
yeah, I firmly believe social media is one of the best and worst things that's happened to us as a society. Both.
I agree. And well, I still like ramen as a bachelor.
I never had that much ramen, really.
We need to end this before she starts spewing out other secrets. Yeah, we need to end this chat. Thank you to the fans for people in the chat for watching and chatting.
He kept it.
Hey, sweetie, did you see that?
Oh, man, that's great.
Extremely good timing.
I was like, Patty's back in the chat. Let's see. I'm about to leave up.
It looks like he's looking at the woman.
I see. That's funny as heck.
man.
Thank you to the chat. We'll also be on tomorrow night at 8 p.m. with previews and hauls and reads. And Lionheart, I remember that gal. My elbow is actually fine where it is. Trust me on that.
It's the same
I
thing
remember.
I said when I saw that.
Yeah.
Your elbow's in the way, Jess.
One
more time.
Yeah, it's actually perfect right where it is.
What were you there, Jess? Like $140, $130?
Oh, how much did I weigh? Probably 155.
155. Oh, yeah, because you're pretty tall. So.
And I was running a lot back then. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You doing any exercises now, Jess?
Sorry?
Or are you doing any exercise now or anything?
I'm walking with my wife.
Okay.
That's
good. We should get some kind of, like, the blood flowing a little bit.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, she can move fast. She's a fast walker, so I have to move fast to keep up with her. Yeah, that's what I can do. I can't really do much more than that is walking. That's actually true. Yeah, that's true, Matthew.
I mean, canonically speaking, Nightwing apparently does have the best butt in the DCU. That's canon.
A lot of people say that.
That is canon.
Yeah, it's canon. So thank you to IST. Thank you to all our viewers and to all our chatters. We had a lot of fun today, and we hope you did too. And feel free to like, subscribe, and comment, and patronize InStockTrades.com. So, peace and love. Peace and love.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you for watching.